Hello, how are you, my friends? I'm Richard. Welcome to my channel, Learning by Doing with Richi. Today, I am going to bring you an efficient example of the creational design pattern factory method, which decouples classes or interfaces, ensuring compliance with the LSP Liskov Substitution Principle, as well as the OCP open-closed principle, and the SRP single responsibility principle. I will start by creating a main interface and then 3 sub-interfaces, which I will name truck, ship, and plane. Now I am going to create a method, which I will call deliver, and which in turn will be inside the transport interface, as well as inside the sub-interfaces that inherit from transport, which are truck, ship, and plane. At this moment, I will write a line of code inside the deliver function, in the transport interface, whose purpose will be to throw an exception that will force the sub-interfaces to fulfill the contract, guaranteeing the Liskov Substitution Principle, LSP. Immediately after, I will write a message inside the sub-interfaces that inherit from transport, specifying the means of transport through which they will transport the merchandise. Next, I will define a creation interface that will be called LogisticsProvider, followed by 3 subinterfaces that will inherit from LogisticsProvider, which are GroundLogistics, Sea Logistics, and Air Logistics. Now I am going to create a method, which I will call create_transport, and which in turn will be inside the LogisticsProvider creation interface, as well as inside the subinterfaces that inherit from LogisticsProvider, which are GroundLogistics, Sea Logistics, and Air Logistics. With the following line of code that I will write inside the create_transport function, in the LogisticsProvider interface, the subinterfaces that inherit from LogisticsProvider must fulfill the contract, as an exception will be thrown to force them to do so. Inside the 3 subinterfaces that inherit from LogisticsProvider, the create_transport method will create new instances of the concrete subclasses that inherit from transport. I am going to create the plan_delivery method, which will allow us to interact with the subinterfaces that inherit from LogisticsProvider through the create_transport method, and with the subinterfaces that inherit from transport through the deliver method. Finally, we will define 3 local variables to create 3 new instances of the concrete subclasses: ground logistics, sea logistics, air logistics. Then, we will simply use the abstract plan_delivery method on each one. Thanks to polymorphism, the client only needs to know that they are requesting a delivery plan, and each object will take care of using the correct transport internally. This is decoupling in action. I hope the information contained in the video is useful to you. If so, support me by giving a like and subscribing to my channel, where I will be publishing more interesting content. See you next time.